I hope you're all stocked up on coffee because I shortened my intro and it's going to go super fast. Here we go. Hi, my name is, and I'm one of these. I work for this company, being one of these, for them. I'm also a big fan of these, which some people think is this, and some people think is this. Personally, I think it's a bit of both. I'm also a big fan, or no, that's not the line. I'm also this, which means it's about time to mention this and move on to the rest of the talk. So, regular expressions. There's no way I can actually explain regular expressions in under 4 minutes, so I'm not going to. The main goal of this talk is just to show you some lesser-known features that'll help you write good-looking and readable regular expressions. But before we jump right in, it might be worth considering if regular expressions are actually the right solution for a given problem. Let's look at 2 examples. Both solutions match a 4-letter name starting with a capital X. In this case, the Regex solution at the top is actually shorter. However, you might agree the second solution is a lot easier to read and understand at first glance. So, not every problem requires Regex, but not all problems can be solved with basic string functions either. It's actually more a careful balancing act between not only the performance and complexity of a given solution, but also the readability. Which is my next point, writing readable regular expressions. Try saying that 3 times fast. If you spend any amount of time on the internet, you'll know that there's a ton of memes like this. But why? What's wrong with Regex? Well, complete lack of white space, comprehensible words, and structure comes to mind. And like all code, it tends to grow with features and edge cases. Before you know it, it's wrapping onto multiple lines. Here's the T. You can fix all that by adding just one extra character, the X flag. The X flag enables extended mode. And in extended mode, the underlying Regex engine will actually ignore new lines, white spaces, and hashtags, allowing you to utilize these new lines and white spaces to actually format your pattern, and even to add comments, which looks like this. Hopefully you'll agree that that's a lot more readable already. Another nice lesser-known feature of most Regex engines are the variable delimiters. The delimiters are these forward slashes surrounding the pattern, and they can actually be any of these characters, including the bracket pairs and hashtags. And here's the cool part. If you replace them with hashtags in this example, you no longer have to escape the forward slashes. Your pattern is now super readable because it's literally the string you're looking for, right? Next up, I want to talk about name capture groups. Let's start with an example. This pattern captures a year, month, and day in a given date string. And using this syntax, you can actually name these capture groups. This is not only documenting our code without using comments, it's also making it really easy to integrate it with the surrounding code. I'll show you how. Here's some JavaScript code, and we're using the same Regex pattern we've just seen at the top there. And if you look at the bottom there, the year property being logged to the console actually corresponds to the name capture group in our pattern at the top. Finally, I've got a couple seconds left for a quick example of subroutine definitions, which is a really fancy or scary name for basically defining and naming patterns. You can then reuse these patterns multiple times throughout the regular expression. It's actually very similar to name capture groups again, only this time they look like this. As you can see, we're defining the same year, month, and day capture group, this time as subroutines. We can then use these subroutines to recreate the same date matching pattern we've just seen. Only this time, it's super readable and fits on one line. Nice. So next time you're met with a problem that requires regular expressions, maybe consider just not using them at all. And if you have to, use extended mode for white spaces and comments. Also, name your capture groups to further document and integrate with surrounding codes. If you're really going down the rabbit hole or the Regex hole, use subroutine definitions to further clean up those longer regexes. Finally, most important of all, never use Regex to parse HTML. That's illegal. Thank you.